Hello, everyone. This is Ryan Porter of Porter Legacy. We are going to conduct a brief update with our partners at Iron Ridge Capital. We have Eric Strom on the screen and on the call with us. And that brief update is in regards to South Crest Apartments, which is our 150-unit building in Dallas, Texas. That we've acquired in partnership with our good friends at Iron Ridge. I think everyone probably knows who I am, so I will ask Eric to just do kind of a brief introduction of himself and Iron Ridge before we get into our data points.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. My name is Eric Nordstrom, one of the principals at Iron Ridge Capital. We've been syndicators for the last 18 years. We're vertically integrated, so we own and operate. We have a management company which manages South Crest, and we do that just to make sure that we keep our finger on the pulse and eye on the finances to make sure that this deal is a success.
Awesome, thank you, Eric. So we're just going to jump in. We're looking at effectively the update that went out of our CRM system to our investors. I'm an investor, and so this is the update that I received. This is the update that everyone else received. Basically, we've owned this property for, at the time of this update, was about 45 days, getting closer to about 2 months right now. So we're going to just take a brief high-level look at data points over the first 2 months of ownership here. And so, Eric, why don't you quickly touch on these kind of first 3 points? They all kind of speak to, the same thing, more or less.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we took over the property, it was about 96% occupied. They had some leases or some future move-ins that they already had signed on leases, so we didn't really have much time to do anything to those units. But what we have done is we've renovated 4 units to the premium finish, and what that's done, out of those 4 units, 3 of those were 1-bedroom, 1-bath units, and then one of those was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath unit. On those, we've been able to achieve the projected rents that we had in our pro forma. So we were able to achieve the $1,295 a month on the 1-bedroom, 1-bath on the fully renovated units, and then the $1,695 on the 3-bedroom, 2-bath unit.
Awesome. And this is effectively the projections that we had in our pro forma statements that went out, that we circulated basically to our investors. And so I think, really good sign here is that the business plan is proving out, that we're able to kind of do some remodels here and push the rents on these units. Just to quickly review, for those that may not recall, there's there's exactly 150 units in this building, and there are 54 units that we are looking to update over the course of the ownership. And then I think a really good point here is that those 2 unit types in the unit mix make up 63% of the unit mix, and so it's just really kind of a good supporting point in regards to the projections there. So, Eric, I'll ask you to talk about the renovation and the budgets, and I know that you were able to achieve remodels at a lower number than the 12,500 number that we had communicated to investors. Fill us in on those details.
Yeah, so initial, underwriting when we were doing this, we budgeted $12,500 for the renovations per unit for the remaining 54 units. I was able to negotiate an average renovation per unit price to $11,500. Now there are 5 different unit types on that, so that number, obviously on the 1 bedrooms would be lower, and then on the 4 bedrooms would be higher, but we're averaging 11,500 now on the new negotiated price, being 54 units left, or a total of 54 units that we needed to renovate. That's going to give us a $54,000 savings compared to our initial pro forma budget. So, with that surplus of money, we're going to be using that for some of the amenities. We're also looking at some utility conservations to help us save some costs on expenses as well. And then, we're also going to use some of those with the partially renovated units. That's really going to help us bring those up to the standard of our fully renovated units, so we can continue to achieve those rents.
Awesome. Okay, great news there. So I'll just kind of reiterate here this point. When the property was purchased, I believe we were at about 96% occupancy.
94% occupied. Sorry, if I said 96, you were at 94 when we bought it. It was 94%.
Got it.
Occupancy.
Understood. Okay, great. So 94%, and then during these renovations, just a dip down of 2% there. Basically, when some units are being turned over and remodeled, and then I believe you were saying before this recording that it's back up to, what was it, 95% now?
Yeah, as of today, we're 95% occupied.
Awesome. Okay, so still maintaining strong occupancy there. So no real dip off of what it was when we purchased it. Basically the conclusion that we're coming to here is that we still believe that that this business plan is going to prove out. There's demand, and the occupancy is there both for the new units and the classic units, and we're optimistic about this. And so this is just basically 2 months in, so we're painting a fairly rosy picture, but it's still early, so we're cautiously optimistic. And of course, Iron Ridge is the boots on the ground. So they, as Eric mentioned before, they are an integrated operation, which basically means that they've got skin in the game on the ownership side. They're the lead GP. We are the co-general partners on it, and they are performing the asset management, of the asset, and the property management of the asset. And there are full-time staff there. Namely, leasing agents and maintenance folks that they are managing. And so next up, we're looking at a quarterly update coming out probably in the September-October timeframe. It's generally quarterly updates, although we are discussing moving those updates perhaps sometime in the future to monthly updates as we're able to do so. Included in our email update is some financial reports, just a balance sheet and income statement. Not a tremendous amount of value looking at those right now at this early stage, but they are there included for your review. That's basically what we have for you in this quick update. Eric, any closing thoughts you'd like to leave us with?
Yeah, where we're at now is just some updates on some of the other budgeted renovations. We should have our fitness facility wrapped up here by the end of this month and fully operating. We've got all the equipment that's out on order, and so yeah, we should have that done, and that'll be on budget as well. And then I've just locked in. One of our plans was to take the current office and utilize the space and turn it into a full clubhouse. Outside of the office, they use it for a maintenance storage, and below where the old boiler used to be, and since it no longer operates off a boiler, since this was converted to individual HVACs, we're going to be moving all that maintenance stuff downstairs, which is going to allow us to open up the entire upstairs for a nice clubhouse that'll have, a kitchen area, some games, ping pong, foosball, and then seating area in the lobby as well too. So I was able to lock down a contract at our budgeted price in the pro forma. So we'll keep a close eye on making sure that stays on budget.
Awesome. And, you know, I think that that will basically help to create kind of a more community, more of a sense of community, you know, whereby tenants and you know, families and children and so forth can come by and enjoy this new clubhouse space that, you know, will have some games and some amenities for them to enjoy. We know that there's strong occupancy at South Crest, which was a very big positive going into the project. And, you know, the idea here behind this expanded kind of clubhouse facility is to just kind of further create that sense of community, you know, whereby hardworking families and residents are able to kind of just enjoy kind of a more communal space, which is also shared by the manager and the leasing agent. So yeah, that sounds like a great step forward there. So I think we'll leave it at that. That's our quick 2-month update here. We look forward to reporting hopefully positive news to you here in the near future. Thanks, everyone. Cheers.